They say a picture speaks 1,000 words, but when it comes to narcissists, a picture does not just speak, it screams, exposes, and betrays. It captures what the naked eye misses when you're too busy being charmed, manipulated, or silenced. And the camera, though, it does not lie. It holds up a mirror the narcissist spends their entire life trying to avoid. It exposes them, it freezes the truth they spend decades hiding. And worst of all, it captures a version of them they cannot edit in real time, one that contradicts the fantasy they feed to the world. You see, narcissists are curators of illusion, aren't they? They construct an identity, an image, stitched together with false smiles and perfectly timed laughter. But when that shutter clicks, something slips, something real. But no matter how well they pretend, their inner chaos leaks through the lens, which is what the camera captures. It becomes a very thing that turns their lie into a permanent contradiction. I'm Danish, a narcissistic abuse recovery professional. The topic for this one is rather weird. 5 ways a camera betrays the narcissist. If that sounds interesting, stay until the very end. And one important announcement before we get started. Only one day remains until the doors to membership program Thrive After Narcissistic Abuse close for a long time. If you want to create a predictable path of thriving for yourself and move on after surviving the narcissist, join now by clicking the link in the description. These 5 things you will see only when you know what to look for, when your eyes have been opened by experience, and when your gut recognizes the devil. In other words, when you have your narcissistic radar working properly. Number one, the smile that dies before it reaches the eyes. Narcissists have a smile that is almost too perfect, too symmetrical, or too rehearsed. It's not born from joy, it is stitched together from desperation. And the camera, it catches how their mouth curves while their eyes stay empty. It catches that split second between control and collapse. You look at the photo and something feels off. They're smiling, but they look dead, don't they? Their eyes look flat, glossy like a mannequin, trying to pass off as human. This is where the betrayal begins. Because deep down, the narcissist doesn't feel what they pretend to feel, what they pretend to be. And the eyes, unlike the mouth, do not know how to lie, which is what I talked about in yesterday's episode. Yesterday's episode was all about a 5-second eye test that you can use to detect a narcissist. If you have not watched it yet, click the I button above and watch it right now. Back to the topic. In a picture, their face may say happy birthday or I'm so proud of you, but their eyes whisper resentment, boredom, or quiet rage. You do not need to be an empath to see it. You just need to stop idolizing them long enough to notice because it's there. The camera traps that contradiction. And the more they smile for the world, the more haunted they look to those who know the truth, who know who the person is behind that mask. Number two, the unnatural posing and power plays. Narcissists do not just stand in pictures, they position and dominate. They claim space like a conqueror. Look closely at group photos and you will see what I'm talking about. The way they force themselves into the center, right? The way they tilt their body slightly forward to assert control and place their arm around someone a little too possessively. Their body language in pictures is loud even when their words are not. You may see their partner slightly shrinking, angling their body away, uncomfortable, a child with stiff shoulders, a friend with a nervous smile. But that narcissist, they beam. Why? Because they are in control and control gives them happiness. They will direct how the picture should be taken, where others should stand, who should be cropped out. And if the picture does not come out right, does not showcase their dominance, their angles, their narrative, what will they do? They will discard it, demand a retake, or edit it until it matches the delusion. But no matter how many poses they strike, something about their energy leaks. Because control has a posture, arrogance has a tilt, entitlement has a texture. And in pictures, these are hard to miss. You may not be able to put it into words at first, but your body feels it. something is terribly wrong, something is staged. The camera does not lie even when the narcissist tries to choreograph the entire scene. Number three, the obsession with filters and alteration. One of the most disturbing signs that the camera betrays a narcissist is how desperately they try to rewrite what it captures. The moment a narcissist sees a picture that does not align with the image they are selling, they go into editing mode, cropping, retouching, lighting tweaks, beauty filters, even full blown face structure alterations. Why? Because their entire self worth is built on being perceived as desirable, superior, and perfect. To a narcissist, a raw photo is dangerous. It is reality unfiltered, and reality to them is unbearable. They will not post a picture unless it serves a purpose. And if they do post one that looks candid, trust me, it's anything but. It was picked from a batch of 100 altered to perfection and posted with a caption that sells a lifestyle or a persona they barely live. That's the stupidity. This level of control over their image speaks volumes because behind the scenes, they're terrified that someone may see their tired eyes, their shallow skin, their aging jawline, their disinterest, their emptiness. It's not about looking good, it's more about the rotting of the mask because they know that if the mask slips even a little, the whole illusion collapses. And the more filters they use, the more you realize just how much they hate what lies beneath. Number four, the strange aura that cannot be hidden. Energy is real, and the camera picks it up. This is something only survivors of narcissistic abuse can truly understand. You look at a picture of a narcissist and you feel something crawling under your skin. And it's not fair, it's more than disgust, it's something more primal, something your body remembers even when your mind forgets. There is a darkness around them, a stillness that feels like it's waiting to erupt in their muscles that should not be there, a gaze that looks through people, not at them. It is not dramatic, it is subtle, but it is there, and if you have lived it, you recognize it instantly. This is where the camera betrays them the most by capturing the residue of their inner world. Because the narcissist's soul is fragmented, it's hollow. Their presence is not grounded, it's not anchored in truth or love, it is anchored in performance. And the lens, even if unintentionally, records the difference. Because you may not notice at first, but once your eyes are trained, once your gut has lived long enough in chaos, you start seeing the patterns. And when you scroll through their photos, something also feels wrong, weird. Not visually, I'm talking about energy. It's energetically. Let me know in the comments if you can relate to what I'm sharing with you. Number five, the timeline that exposes the collapse. The most ironic betrayal of camera is not just a single photo, it is the collection, the archive, the timeline. Scroll through a narcissist's feed, and I promise you, you will notice something, and that is inconsistency. One year, they look like a different person, the next, they have completely changed their identity. Now, you may argue, we all do that. Don't we change? I'm not talking about some change. We have a certain personality, and that remains intact, doesn't it? I'm talking about a change that has a difference of day and night. New face, new clothes, new partner, new best friend, new career. It's not growth. It is not reinvention. It is extreme survival. The narcissist lives in cycles, you know that idealize, devalue, discard, and replace. And their photos document this. You can literally trace the rise and fall of their false self through their visual trail. You will see the glow when they meet someone new, the exaggerated posts about love and connection. Then you will see a subtle shift, less eye contact, more solo shots, more captions about independence and betrayal, and then, like clockwork, a brand new supply appears. So does a new version of theirs. The pictures never lie. They tell the real story. The narcissist tries to gaslight you out of remembering. The smile they use to sell the lie, the angles they use to rewrite the narrative, The new person they used to prove they have moved on. But to the trained eye, all it does is confirm the pattern. And I know you have. You see, in the end, narcissists are obsessed with image, but ironically, the very tool they use to showcase their fantasy becomes the archive of their downfall. The camera holds receipts, it holds memories and shadows as well. And it does what narcissists fear most. It documents the truth they cannot delete. You may doubt your memories, second guess what you felt, but go back to the pictures, look again. Look with the eyes of someone who now sees clearly. Look at the photos from before the discard, the tension in your jaw, the sadness in your eyes, the lifeless smile on their face, the possession in their touch. The truth was always there. The camera saw it before you did, and it never looked away. And that is what you have to remember. With that, let's bring this episode to an end. Thank you so much for listening. I will talk to you in the next one. Until then, let the healing begin and continue.